Block party turning up the volume. Miller on the slide. Game, set, match.
Spectacular crowd inside Mackey Arena. Purdue builds a huge lead.
It's all! The hammer! Purdue is going to beat Tennessee here at the Broadway Block Party.
It is down. History for Dave Shondell. The all-time wins leader.
Welcome back to the Big City Podcast, brought to you by Franciscan Health, the official medical provider of Purdue Athletics. He's head coach Dave Shondell. I'm your humble correspondent, Cory Palm here.
And we got Annie Drews with us.
We got Annie Drews with us. Anytime you can add Annie Drews to the show, you do it.
We're hoping she's going to give us a big lift today as we head into the final four matches of the Big Ten Conference.
Tell you what, I flipped on the Big Ten Network a few weeks ago and saw Annie Drews doing some commentary.
She's doing a great job.
Yep.
She's doing a lot of some of the West Coast matches for the Big Ten Network, and she's as eloquent as ever. And it's always a pleasure to hear her when she gets on to do some work.
No doubt.
Yeah.
All-time favorite, Annie Drews. Of course, it's not Annie Drews anymore, but she'll always be Annie Drews to us.
Yeah.
Coach, 1-1 on the week, and let's go ahead and start with talking about the play. We've got some huge matchups, on the horizon for sure.
Yeah.
One of the reasons we're talking a little bit early is because of that midweek battle in
Right.
Madison coming up. But first, Maryland and Oregon, you split the weekend, a sweep of Maryland and drop a 5-set heartbreaker to the Ducks on Saturday night.
The Maryland match, I thought we were pretty average. Well, maybe low end of average. That was a match that, you have to be really prepared to play, and you know that Maryland came in with a 1-15 record, 13 record,
Yeah.
whatever it was at that point in time. And, you got to get your team ready the best that you can. But we played well enough to win in 3 straight.
Definitely.
And had some good performances, and Maryland's not a terrible team. I look at Maryland and I wonder why are they 1-13? Because they've got some good arms. They have a good left-hander on the right side that can bomb the ball, and they got the same left side middle, and a lot of the same players that they had a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they got a really good coach. So, but we were not real good against Maryland, and that's really about all we can really need to say about Maryland. We won that match. We move on.
Yep.
A lot of people, checked in on me yesterday after the loss to Oregon, and I guess I would say to that is that we knew Oregon was extremely dangerous. That was how I would describe them going into the match. These guys are extremely dangerous. I've seen them play at a really high level throughout the season. Their problem is there was inconsistency, not just from match to match, but during a match. Well, they left that inconsistency somewhere else, when they came here. And they put together a really good match. And when the match was over, I remember going back into our coaches' lounge, and a couple of our coaches were just, really not happy with the way that we lost the match and with certain aspects of the game. And I just tried to remind them that let's watch the tape first and just see how good or how bad it was.
Yeah.
But if you're going to play 5-set matches, you're going to lose one now and then. And, we were fortunate that the first 7 that we played this year, we won.
Yep, including some major comebacks in some of those.
And in this one, we had a 13-10 lead, which I think was what made it more disappointing than anything else. You're up 13-10, and your team has done a great job after being down 2-1. We played a great 4-set. We get off to a bad start, 4-1 in the 5th set, but we come storming back like troopers, and we take a 13-10 lead, and then 3 of our next 6 serves are service errors. They serve a ball. They're a really good kid. Clemente serves a top spin jump serve that lands 1 inch.
It was nasty.
Both from the sideline and the inline. It was just an unbelievable serve. And they just did some things down the stretch, and we might have gotten a little tentative with our serve and just with our play, and we lose that match. But there are so many positives, Cory, in that Oregon match that some people may not have observed. Grace Heaney played one of the best matches I've ever had a player at Purdue ever play. She was that good in that particular match. Numbers indicate it. The eye test indicates it. She's hitting the ball harder than ever. She had the shoulder surgery, over a year ago, and she is fully healed.
Yeah.
And she's playing like an all Big Ten player. There's no doubt about that right now, okay? Kenna made another step forward with the ankle. The jump was a little bit better, hitting the ball a little bit harder, had a little more range in her shots, and she passed a beautiful game. Her serve receive was as good as it's been all season long. Yep. Julia Kane was outstanding in that match. She's a player that gets lost a little bit because she just plays back row, and she's not wearing a libero jersey. She's just wearing a regular number 21 on her back, but she passed, defended, served at a very high level, was as solid as a rock in that game. Lindsay Miller doesn't play the first set, didn't play at all on Friday night because she'd been coming off of also a kind of a shoulder issue, I'll call it. She was phenomenal. Okay, we didn't block a single ball the first set. All of a sudden, we start blocking balls. Okay, she hit over 500?
Yeah, 467.
467,
yep.
And gave us a little bit more range and confidence with being a fifth-year player. I thought that made a big difference, and especially now as we move forward, she's starting to feel like she can play again after being out for four and a half weeks. And now she's back, gives us a really good lift. Taylor Anderson is setting balls that I've never had. Maybe Val Nickel, maybe Renata Dargan could go up around the net and make some of the sets that she makes. But she is making our hitters look really, really good because she's able to get them in some one-on-one situations. There's a lot she can do more to help us. We'll talk maybe about that later on. But I thought Ryan McAleer played tough. She is becoming one of the best liberos in the Big Ten Conference. There's no doubt about that. So I thought we had some really good performance. Dior Charles competed like a beast in the match. She's undersized, playing in the middle at 6 foot ½ inch, but her offensive game is getting better. She's coming in getting extra reps all the time because she's determined to be a great player. So as people looked and talked to me about it, I said, I'm more encouraged than ever. Despite the loss to Oregon, I've been in this business for a while. I've watched a lot of things happen, wins and losses, and how teams, can adjust their play. And the positives that I saw from that match had me more encouraged on Sunday morning. I hate to lose. We are in a position to get second place in this league, and we still can.
Still can.
Okay,
Yep.
But we're in the driver's seat for second place in this league. Not anymore because we lost that match. We got tooled 35 times. When I say tooled on the block, we had 35 times in that 5-set match. We had balls go off our hands and to the floor or out of bounds or whatever, down our arms, to where the points went to Oregon. Part of that was they're a unique team. And I know I'm going off on a ramble here.
No.
Okay?
We were going to get here.
But they're a unique team. They're a very unique team, and they've got one of the best athletes, volleyball athletes in the country in Clemente. They've got an all-Big Ten performer from a year ago in Valette, okay, who's got a unique hang and hit type of a style. And then they got Myers, who gets on it quicker than a cat. And their setters set different tempos. If they set out in front, the ball was fast in system. If they set it back behind to Clemente, the ball seemed like it hung in the air forever. Yep. They're setting Clemente in the back row about 30 times. We haven't seen anybody get set in the back row that many times.
Well, and she was getting set deep sometimes too.
Yeah.
Really, really.
And she doesn't care.
No,
she doesn't care where the ball is being set. She's going to go up and hit it. And what an athlete she is. But we saw some things we weren't accustomed to seeing, but we didn't adjust until the 5th set. 5th set, we out-hit them by 200 points and found a way to lose the match. Yeah. We basically snatched defeat out of the jaws of victory, okay, with some of the things we did down the stretch. But at the end of the day, I want to make this perfectly clear that I feel better about where we are right now, providing our team comes out and competes in practice, makes the adjustments, does a better job with the blocking, continues our trend in all the areas. Our Boilermaker fans should feel pretty good about this team.
Well, and one thing we've seen from this team, too, all year long, you've only got 3 losses, 4 losses.
4 now. 3 in the league.
Yeah, 3 in the league, 4 overall with that Georgia Tech match earlier. Every single time this team has responded with a multi-game winning streak after a loss. And sometimes it's a 9-match winning streak like we saw after the Nebraska. Sometimes it's 3. Yeah. When we lost to Illinois, we responded with road wins at ranked teams out in L.A. Like, this team seems to know how to refocus.
Well, they do. And, again, I don't know if they need to refocus. We need to come in the gym every day and be our best and be the best version of who we are. But we got a tough 4-match swing here. We've got to go to Wisconsin, who is one of the top 10 teams in America, okay? At their place, they're even better. Then we've got Northwestern, who is middle of the pack, but has really good athletes, really good arms, and their coach has got them believing that they're a tournament team.
Yep.
Then we go to Minnesota, who's top 15 team in the country, and then we finish up with Indiana here, who I think will be probably top 16, 15 in the poll. That comes out later today. Have them at Mackey Arena. So, 3 top 15 tier teams down the stretch. Who are we going to be? But what great matches to prepare you. We're going to be in the tournament.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I think we're over the hump there. We're going to be in the NCAA tournament, and here's 4 matches that are going to be against those level of teams to find out what we need to do to get better. And so, there's no way a Purdue fan or a Purdue player or a Purdue coach could be the least bit disappointed with what this team has done. They have been relentless. They have been in the gym as much as any team that I've ever coached outside the time that I'm asking them to be in there. They care about each other. They're trying to make sure that this team has the kind of season that our fans can be proud of. So we got work to do, but 4 matches here that will really help us, I think, as we get ready for NCAA tournament play.
Well, it's awesome win down the stretch. You can play Sweet 16 level, Elite 8 level matches night in, night out to get you ready for what's coming.
And you win those, it helps you.
Yep, for
if
sure.
You lose those, it's going to hurt you a little bit. But you win those, it's going to give you a nice bump up. And, we talked off the air a little bit about, do you want to be in the 9 or 10 spot? Because the 9 or 10 spot is going to face, at some point in time, if you're successful, you're going to run into Nebraska, who I think right now it's clear. Doesn't mean they're going to win a national championship. A lot of strange things happen in college athletics. But what a great team that Nebraska has, and do you want to be on their line as far as having to play them? Because I really think after Nebraska, there's a drop. And I don't know who the next best team is. Is it Kentucky? Is it Pitt? Is it Stanford? Is it SMU? Is it Arizona State? And then you got another group of about 5 teams that were in that mix with a Wisconsin and some others that are right there fighting. So I think that it's what's the draw going to be like for you, and you want to get those first 2 at home, and then you go on the road to one of those 4 sites and let the fur fly and see what happens.
It's up to the volleyball gods at that point. We're going to take a break. We're going to talk about the Badgers coming back and maybe a little bit about the Wildcats. Stick with us.
The Dig City Podcast is brought to you by Franciscan Health, the exclusive healthcare provider for Purdue Athletics. Franciscan, inspiring health, working for a better tomorrow. Go to franciscanhealth.org for more information. Now, back to the show.
Purdue heads to Madison on Wednesday, a match you can watch live on the Big Ten Network, actually. 3 of your Final 4 are going to be live on broadcast television with the Big Ten Network. That IU match will be a Big Ten Plus broadcast. As of right now, the network hasn't come and taken it from us. Yeah.
Before you get into whatever next topic is, we had our 2 best crowds this past weekend. The block party was rocking and rolling, and they were all up in the duck gear, the duck hunting gear for the Oregon match, and it almost pulled off a win. But that's a great crew we've got right now. They're doing a tremendous job. Our student section is the best in the country, and they're bringing out their best creative outfits and ideas possible. But we're so thankful to have that kind of a crowd. And then every seat was full. There wasn't a seat available, and I think they saw some good volleyball this weekend.
I think so too. I think a lot of folks went away a little bit disappointed, certainly, but encouraged.
As we want them to be.
Yeah, for sure.
If we get beat, we want them to be that invested. Our fans are invested. I had our situation room, which is when I get a chance to talk to our season ticket holders, and there must have been 175, 200 people in that room, and a lot of good questions. And it's always fun to talk to those fans that really, really want your team to be successful.
Wisconsin Badgers have had a bit of a strange year. I know their season went sideways a little bit when they had a pretty key injury.
Yeah, Furbringer, they're one of the top 4 or 5 setters in the country, at least according to most people. Had a little shoulder injury, went up for a joust, and kind of I don't know what she did to it, and I probably shouldn't say it even if I did know, but she hurt her shoulder.
Yep.
And they didn't know if she was going to come back at all this season. And the longer her not playing went, a lot of people assumed that she wasn't going to come back. But 3 matches ago, she did return, and they've been really good in those 3 matches. And so, she's making their team run. She's smart setter, excellent setter, great hands, great decision maker, big enough to be a decent block on the right side. And so, yeah, they're playing very well right now. And, you know, I had them in the top 10 in the poll this week because I think that's certainly what they are right now. And they'll be a big factor in NCAA tournament play, as they normally are.
They have won 4 straight. They haven't dropped a set since Furbringer got back from injury. So peaking at the right time, it would seem, with a chance down the stretch to. This is a game on Wednesday for sole second place in the Big Ten. You're both sitting there at 13-3, and it's the single play against Wisconsin. Right. Unfortunately, it's up there. Yeah. But I guess we'll get our shot at them here down the line. That's how that works.
They'll have. I'm not sure what their place holds. 8,500, 9,000. Every seat will be sold, and it will be a great night to play volleyball. And when you come to the Big Ten Conference, that's what you come for. To play in that kind of an environment and a match that means as much as this one does. And I told our team, middle of last week, I said, right now, and we don't have a lot of goals, we don't talk a lot about things, but finishing second in the Big Ten would be a pretty good deal for this team. Okay, it's something that we should take a lot of pride in, and that's something we should fight for. And now we're in a situation where we can, as I like to say, we control our own destiny with it. So if we win out, we're going to be second place all by ourselves in the Big Ten. If we don't, we're not.
Mimi Collier's pretty good.
Collier's a great player. She's a transfer from University of Oregon. I think I referred to her in my scouting report as a freight train. Okay.
I think that's apt.
She certainly is the person that you have to focus on the most with their team. You look at that just by the number of sets that she gets. I think like last match that they played was at Illinois, and Illinois gave them a pretty good match. There was a couple two-pointers in there. It was a sweep. But I was like 35-33 and 25-23 in the third, and they won the second one pretty easily. But I think she got around 56, 59 sets, something along that line, and the next most sets was about 20. So she's front row, back row attacker, got a great arm, great competitor, a first-team All-American without a doubt. Okay, there's only 14 of those in the country. Mm-hmm. She's one of them. So that's where you start with your game plan, and then you go there with some other really good athletes, including a 6'7" Booth kid that's in the middle that's been there for 4 years starting. They've got some new pieces, and another left side that an international player that plays a little bit like Collier, only she's not as big and not as powerful and not as experienced as what she is. A transfer Egan on the right side, that is a very, very good athlete. Athletic in the terms of Kenna Woolard, okay? Not super big. Matter of fact, Kenna's probably 1.5 inches taller than what Egan is. But Egan jumps really well and gets on the ball really fast. Andrew is the other middle that is actually in the M1 position because she goes off 1 foot better than what Booth does, and has been a great addition. She was at Baylor for 4 years, and then she came to Wisconsin and is a really hard-working middle hitter. The libero is a freshman out of Louisville named Simon that is doing a great job for them. I don't know if there's many freshmen in the country that are handling serve and playing defense as well as what Simon is right now. So, and we talked about Furbringer. So that's kind of the bulk of their starting seven. Good team, just not as experienced as a lot of Wisconsin teams. Some new pieces.
Right,
Andrew's a new piece. Yep. Egan's a new piece. Simon's a new piece. Collier's a new piece for that matter, but she doesn't look like it.
No, that's for sure. You've always been familiar with the Wisconsin coaching staff.
Well, Kelly Sheffield's been a good friend of mine since I hired him to coach with the Munciana volleyball program many years ago. And I told Kelly in a recent text conversation I had with him, number one, how much I appreciated the fact that he put John on board with his team. And he said, well, John's doing a lot more for us than we're doing for him. Yeah. And he really meant that. But also that there could be a great book written or a great mini-series on Netflix about the Kelly Sheffield story. Yeah. Because of where he came from, a guy that was a bartender at Headliners in the village, from Ball State's village in Muncie, Indiana, for a long time, going to school maybe one day a week, to where he found a way to understand that if he wanted to coach at the college level, he needed to get that degree finished, and he did. And then it's just been a rocket
Meteoric rise.
from there. And smart, funny guy that knows what buttons to push with his players. And but yeah, he's a Muncie guy that knows how to recruit and knows how to coach and knows how to take care of his players.
Of course, he's his top assistant, former player of yours, Brittany Dildine.
Yep.
And then, like you said,
Absolutely, Brittany, who was here for my first 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
that was significant in getting this program off the ground. The 2 years before our staff arrived, which was myself, Kathy Jewell, and my brother John, they had won 3 out of 40 Big Ten matches.
Wow.
And so we had to change a lot of attitudes and figure out how to get our team to believe that they could win. And I think that was the most important thing that we did. And we changed, behaviors, and we felt like we had to work at a really high level to get where we wanted to go. Fortunately, Brittany was a catalyst in that group, out of Harrison High School right here, just outside West Lafayette. And, and she continues to do the same things every year for that team. And one of the things my brother John said, you can't believe how good of a coach Brittany Dildine is.
Really? That's awesome.
So they got a great staff, and of course they also have Carlini,
Yep.
who's their other assistant coach up there, who was I think she has a gold medal in the Olympic team, and was one of the best setters that the college volleyball has ever seen. So great staff, and they'll be prepared. They know Purdue pretty well, so they'll be prepared for us.
You've stood on the opposite sideline from your brother John. It's been a few decades.
Yeah, it's been a while
It's
ago.
happened before.
Well, I was at Muncie Central High School, and John was at Newcastle. And John was trying to do what we had done at Muncie Central, go there and build that NCC North Central Conference team into a state power, and he did. He absolutely did. And we had some great battles. Fortunately, Muncie Central won most of them. I don't know if it was the last time we played him that he beat me, but he did go to the Final Four 1 year. I think he went to the Final Four. Yeah, he went to the Final Four with a really good team. But he did a great job of developing that program there. And I can still remember on that morning, right after they had replaced Jeff Holzmeyer, great guy, who's now at Wake Forest, head coach at Wake Forest. Jeff Holzmeyer was the coach.
Yeah.
And there was an announcement in our local paper. And I had already decided that I was going to go after the job, okay? But John calls me, and he says, "We're going to get that job." And I said, "What job are you talking about?" He said, "We're going to get that Purdue job." And that's when the wheels started to really turn, and we made a lot of calls to get people to help us. And at the end of the day, John and I spent 21 years here together, and then he took a year off to go down and focus on club because his daughter, Lexi, was trying to get a college scholarship, which she did at Appalachian State. And but John coached with the Indy Ignite and loved it, just loved those players, Indy Ignite. But when Kelly Sheffield called him and said, "Hey, got an opportunity and I need you, I need somebody like you in our program," he was ready to make that move. So I'm happy for him.
Definitely. We wish all the success to John and that entire staff, just not Wednesday night. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Was there, looking ahead to Northwestern, you've talked about them a little bit already.
Feisty.
Yeah.
Feisty team. Good arms. Not huge. The two left sides that are really, really good, under 6 foot left side hitters, are going to keep you busy. They're shot makers. They're quick on the ball. They're good ball control players. That's the part of that team that really concerns me. And I haven't looked at them that much, to be honest. I look at them one at a time.
Yep.
And we've got a big one on Wednesday. But they're a good team. They're well coached. They're making great progress. I compare them to Iowa.
Okay.
From a standpoint that coaching staffs that are really making progress. They're really getting better with their team. There's a buy-in there. There's absolutely a buy-in at Northwestern. Tim Nolan, who was at USC with Mick Haley, and then he was at Grand Canyon and did a really nice job at Grand Canyon before taking the job at Northwestern at a time where they had not been to the tournament in a long, long time. And so it's always a gutsy move to come into the Big Ten unless you really believe in who you are. Mm-hmm. He's a believer in that he can get the job done. And I don't think they're going to get in the tournament this year because I don't think their RPI number is going to justify it. But he's done a great job, and they are going to, they worry me as much as anybody, in this four-team run, this 4-match run we're going to have down the stretch.
Definitely. You'll honor your seniors on Sunday afternoon as well in Holloway. Just a brief word about those players.
Well, we've got two transfers that are one's a grad student, Lindsay Miller, who started her career at Notre Dame, played 1 year at Notre Dame, then went to USC, played 2 years at USC. She started every match, along the way, and then her senior year at Notre Dame, there was some academic scheduling issues, not academic issues, because she's smart as a whip, but she didn't play. That allowed her to have that 5th year where she could transfer, and we're so thankful that she came to Purdue, and thankful that she's gotten healthy again and is going to finish this season really, really strong. But I think she wants to be an attorney, and started that process here at Purdue, and great human being, showed great leadership for this team. And then Cash Anderson, who's been a regular on the left side for us, wears number 13 on her back. And she started at Auburn, played 2 years at Auburn, went to Michigan State, would have finished her career there, but had a coaching change there. And the minute the coaching change was made, she went on the portal. The minute we went on the portal, I called her. About 48 hours later, she was committed to come to Purdue, and she has been a story in herself. She brings us so much volume on the floor, so much toughness on the floor, and I didn't think she would be this good. She had shoulder surgery last spring because she came in with a bad shoulder. Apparently no one knew it, okay. Except her, which is kind of odd, but she came in, and the first thing we did was we got the shoulder looked at, and then the surgery followed up very, very quickly. I did not have any idea she could be this kind of a player she's been. She's hitting about 275, 280 on the season for us in Big Ten play, which is a very high number for a left side hitter, and blocking balls and playing tough, and works hard every day in practice, is a great teammate, very well liked by both our players and our fans, and just made a great contribution to our program, and we wouldn't be where we are right now without her.
Getting the buy-in from those two transfers early was huge. I know, for the program. So it'll be nice to give them their due on Sunday afternoon. Anything else we want to talk about before we kick you free?
No, I mean, we talked about. I think that the team is playing really, really well.
Yeah.
You're going to stub your toe in this league if you're not on top of your game. And again, I give Oregon as much credit as anything. Trent had his team. They played IU really tough at IU. Won the first set. Second could have gone either way. Third was close. Then they lost it a little bit in the fourth set. But they came in here and were ready to play. And I've watched them enough this year to know that. So what a great job he's done at Oregon. And most of those players return. He loses a couple. I think his setter's a graduate, and I think the left side hitter that was really tough to stop is a graduate. But
they looked really good. It's going to be a shame if they get left out of the tournament. I know that they've been a bit inconsistent.
Controlling their destiny, they can do.
Because
there's 4 matches left. They've got some tough ones, but I think the problem is I think they may have some whose records are not going to benefit the opposing record, which is huge in the RPI formula. Will you look up their schedule real quick?
Yeah, they've got USC and Michigan.
And they got
home.
They got to win both those, which they can. Trust me, they can.
Definitely. But then they close at
Rutgers
Rutgers
and Maryland.
At Maryland.
That's what I was looking at. But if they can go 4-0, I think they make the NCAA tournament.
4-0, 19-11
so
finish. Yeah.
They control their destiny with those two big ones at home.
Wins. Yep.
So they could make it, and I hope that they do because I think they deserve it.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. They looked very good. I was watching them a bit Saturday night, and they reminded me kind of some Purdue teams we've seen over the years who might not be as physically gifted as the team across the net, but boy, are they scrappy.
They find a way to play.
Yep.
Yeah, and like I say, Oregon was a good team, and so you go 5. You got a good chance. There's just as good a chance you're going to win as lose, even though we won 7 in a row, as we've talked about before. Yeah. So that monkey's off our back.
There you go. Yeah. Well, let's not go 5 on Wednesday. Let's.
Well, big week, and again, thanks to the Boilermaker fans that came out great in Holloway, and we've got one more match in Holloway Gym on Sunday.
Sunday.
What's that? What time is that one?
I believe it's a 1 p.m.
Okay, 1 p.m.
Let me double. Nope, that's incorrect.
Is it TV?
It is. It's later because it's TV. I think it's at 6.
No.
Yeah. Yes, Northwestern is it's all the way down here at the bottom. A 6:30 start time Sunday evening.
Price we pay for TV, but we love the Big Ten Network, by the way. Is that a Big Ten Network match?
It is a Big Ten Network match, yep. They're here for the women's basketball game at 12:30, and then
the Big Ten Network has helped make Big Ten volleyball what it is today,
doubt.
and so we're thankful for that. And sometimes you got to push those matches to unique times, but we're happy to be on there, and Northwestern's going to be a real challenge for us.
Well, good luck, Coach.
Thank you. Boiler up.
Boiler up.